Hi everyone, welcome back. So today in this video we are going to see how to disable a button using JavaScript. So first of all, let's create a button here, button, and let's give it an ID of, let's say, 1, and let's name it submit. So now let's create another button that will be used to disable this ID 1 button. So let's name it disable. Now let's give it an ID equals to 2. Now let's give them styling. So first of all, let's do for 1 button, and here we will be giving background color, let's see aqua, and disable the border, and let's give certain padding here, padding 5 pixel and 10 pixel. Now after this, let's write a pseudo class to change this button whenever it's hovered. So 1 and hover. Now when the button is hovered, what we want is its opacity to change to, let's say, 0.5, and let's also change the pointer. So we will also provide cursor and it will be pointer. Now it's working. Now let's style the #2 button. So #2, and it will be background color, let's say red, border will be none, and padding will be 5 pixel and 10 pixel. And we will also provide hover to this button as well. So let's do #2 hover, and on hovering we want to change its opacity to 0.5 and cursor will be pointer. So both are working fine. Now what I want is when I click on this disable button, then this submit button needs to be disabled. That is, it should not act whenever we hover on it, or the pointer also should not change. So let's see how to do this. So first of all, we will go to our JavaScript file and let's select our button. So button equals to document.query selector, and we'll be selecting here the ID 1 button, and also let's select the disable button. So const disable equals to document.query selector, and here would be #2. Now we will bind this disable button to an event listener. So let's see, disable, add event listener, and we will bind it with a click. So click, and whenever this disable button is clicked, then we will fire a function that will be called here. So what I want is to disable the button. So for that we will do button.style, and after this we will get the pointer events and we will set it to none. Now doing this, it will disable the button. So let's save it. Now let's include this JavaScript file to this practice.html. So here we will add this file, so script.src, and here we'll provide the practice.js. Now let's save this and let's see if it works or not. So if I click on disable, then you can see the button is disabled as the cursor is not changing now. Now on disabling, we will also change the opacity so that it seems like the button is disabled. So here we will also change the opacity of the button. So we'll do button style dot opacity, and here we will set it to, let's say, 0.5. Now let's control save, and you can see right now submit button is working, but as soon as I click on the disable, it will not work. So let's click on it, disable, and it's disabled. So our pointer changed and its opacity also decreased, giving us a feel that this button is disabled. Now to get it back, to enable it, we will use something else. So first of all, let's create some variable here so that we know when the button is disabled and when it is not. So we will say let this equals to false. So we'll see here, if not this, it means if the button is not disabled, then we are going to disable it. So we will disable it and we will change this to true. Now if again this event listener is fired, then it means we want to enable the button. So we'll change it to this equals to false, and we will change something here. So we will do button.style.pointer events, and we will set it to just empty string. It means it will reset everything and that was previously defined in this HTML file, and that is, it will retain this, that is, style properties which was given before. Now we also want to change the opacity, so we will do button.style.opacity equals to empty string. So this will do the task. So let's control S. So now let's click on the disable button. So the submit is now disabled. Now if I again click on the disable, it should enable the button. So yes, it worked fine. So that is how we disable the button in JavaScript. So that's it for this video. We'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.